Okay. Let's look at the question of the day.
I'm trying to get them, that's my goal, is to get them to be able to ask each other those questions. Not just me coming around saying, well, why? And how come it's like this? I want them to question each other. So that's what we've been working on, not just in science, but in math too. So we've been, it's always why? How come? Prove it.
You are going to make, oh, what kind of thinking map can we use?
Tree map.
Tree?
Circle.
Circle?
Circle. Bubble map.
Who says tree? Who says circle? Who says bubble?
I like bubble map.
What's the difference between a circle and a bubble?
Bubble map to describe.
Oh. And adding to their dialogue tags, they were supposed to come up with synonyms for the word said. And those students who weren't participating, I kind of like gave them some hints of, where to turn,
So you guys are going to be designing your own atom. Now, what made this one not as great as it could be? Dagny. Okay, electrons are bigger than the protons and neutrons. Well, what's wrong with that? Okay, so the electrons are actually 1/2000th of an AMU. Which one of these particles is supposed to be 1 AMU? Maya, the proton. Can you even tell by looking at this which one is a proton?
Okay, so this lesson is it's going to be the start of another benchmark. It's a very, what's the word, fun lesson that the kids like to do. A lot of the kids come in at different levels as far as experience with different things for science, and for many of them this is like the first time to use their microscope, and so it's very exciting for them to use the new equipment. They actually get the chance to see what living things are made of, so that we're actually looking at the different benchmarks that we're looking at for science. So the first one about the cell theory, one part is about being made of cells. And our next benchmark that we'll be starting on is about the structure and function of different cells. So we want them to see the different cells, and then hopefully eventually they'll see that there's a difference between them. They're going to be exploring. The instructions are inside the folder, correct? And I've mentioned it more than once now. The Common Core benchmark of reading science technology, yes, is to follow precisely a multi-step procedure when carrying out experiments, taking measurements, or performing technical tasks. So you notice I read that to be precise, yes? I wanted to make sure that I read that precisely, and yes, you're going to read, yes? That doesn't mean you don't have to ask many questions. It just means you shouldn't ask the question, Mr. Pi, what do I do next? Correct? Because you can read. Yeah?